Disaster draft rule is made for the NBA's worst-case scenario. If a team loses 5 or more players in a major tragedy, like a crash or arena collapse, this special draft starts. Other teams can protect only 5 players, and no team can lose more than 1. The affected team picks from the unprotected list, but must stay under the salary cap. They also get the number 1 pick plus their own, giving them 2 shots at a star. The rule came after the Minneapolis Lakers' 1960 near crash in a blizzard, which led the NBA to prepare for such disasters. It's never been used, but it's there to help a team rebuild fast with role players, young prospects, and flexibility. Sixth man rule, myth, is made for a famous basketball legend, the idea that if a team slipped in a 6th player and scored before refs noticed, the points would still count. In truth, the rulebook has always capped teams at 5 players, even back in the 1940s. Early basketball was just messy, with poor substitutions and refs missing calls. The original Celtics, barnstorming team, not Boston, were known for bending rules, even tossing in an extra defender on fast breaks. Notable cases include 1947, Toronto Huskies defended with 6 players during a key possession, no whistle. 951, Knicks caught in a photo with 6 defenders, no call. With modern officiating, instant replay, and strict bench control, this can't happen today. Now, 6th man simply means a team's best bench player, not an undercover scorer. Bouncy Shoes Ban 2010 is made for stopping any unfair performance boost on the court. In 2010, the NBA banned the APL Concept 1 sneakers after tests showed they could increase vertical jumps by up to 3.5 inches, about plus 1.5 inches in real play. The shoes used 8 springs under the forefoot and special foam, making them the first sneakers ever outlawed for performance reasons. The ban took effect on October R19 2010, and no player could wear them that season. APL, founded by twin brothers Adam and Ryan Goldston in college with no design background, turned the ban into a marketing win. $300 pairs sold out, and by 2014 the brand had expanded into running shoes. Zone Defense Ban 1947 to 2001 is made for keeping the game fast and focused on one-on-one battles. Just 3 months into the NBA's first season, defenders were required to guard their man, not empty space. Breaking this rule meant an illegal defense call, giving the offense a technical free throw plus possession. The ban lasted over 50 years, favoring isolation stars like Michael Jordan. In 2001, the NBA ended it, adding the defensive 3-second rule, no standing in the paint too long, faster backcourt violations, and looser defensive contact rules. This change opened the door for hybrid defenses and creative schemes, with teams like the 2011 Mavericks and 2020 Heat using zone effectively in key playoff runs. Bounce shot rule is made for rare plays where the ball is released before the buzzer, hits the floor after time expires, and still counts. Once it leaves the shooter's hand, it's considered one continuous play. After the bounce, goaltending rules don't apply. Defenders can freely try to swat it away. It's extremely uncommon, about 1 in 75,000 attempts. If the bounce happens inside the 3-point line, it's worth 2 points. Outside, it's worth 3. While no NBA game winner has happened this way, it has occurred in overseas games. No shatter rule is made for preventing chaos when a player breaks the backboard. If the glass shatters, even after the ball goes in, the basket doesn't count. The player gets a special technical foul, but isn't ejected, and play stops until the hoop is replaced. The rule came after Darryl Dawkins smashed 2 backboards in just 3 weeks in 1979. By 1981, the NBA introduced beer, Eco-Way rims, and stronger glass. Even Shaquille O'Neal later tore down entire hoop structures, leading to even sturdier designs. 6th foul catastrophe rule is made for situations where a team runs out of eligible players. Instead of ending the game, the NBA keeps the action going by letting the last player to foul out, or a previously fouled out player, stay on the court. Every foul by that player counts as a personal foul, a team foul, and a technical foul, often giving the opponent 3-4 free throws plus possession. College basketball handles this by playing 4-on-5 without technicals, but the NBA's version is far harsher. Court dimensions changes, made for controlling dominant big men. Originally, the NBA lane paint was just 6 feet wide. 951, widened to 12 feet to slow down George Mikan, 6'10", 270-pound Silms, who was unstoppable under the basket. 64, widened again to 16 feet to counter Wilt Chamberlain's dominance. 66, offensive goaltending banned after Wilt kept tipping in shots. These changes gave more space in the paint and reduced the rebounding and close shot advantage of towering centers. Defensive 3-second rule. Other court tweaks is made for keeping the game balanced and preventing players from camping under the basket. The defensive 3-second rule forces defenders to move out of the paint, opening up the lane for drives. Other major tweaks shaped the modern game. In 1979, the NBA added the three-point line to boost scoring, and in 1997, the restricted area arc was introduced to cut down on charging calls near the rim. These changes created more space, increased the value of perimeter play, and pushed the league toward positionless basketball. Legends like George Mikan and Wilt Chamberlain proved that dominant stars could reshape the court, and every tweak since has kept the balance between star power and fair play. High dribble rule is made for clearing up a common basketball myth. Dribbling the ball above your shoulders isn't a violation. There's no rule limiting how high the ball can bounce. What matters is control. As long as the hand stays on top of the ball and never slips underneath, the dribble is legal. If the hand goes under and flips the ball up, that's carrying. If the ball stops in the hand, even for a moment, and the player continues, that's also a violation. Even a dribble over the head is fine if the hand stays on top and the ball keeps moving. Still, high dribbles aren't smart in games. They're harder to control and easier to steal. That's why most players keep them low under pressure. Fun fact, before 1910, players could only bounce the ball once per dribble. Continuous dribbling changed the game forever. So next time someone says a high dribble's illegal, it's not. It's all about control, not height. Jump ball mix-up rule covers the rare chaos when teams go the wrong way right after tip-off. Normally, teams attack the basket opposite their bench, but sometimes confusion happens. If a team accidentally scores on their own basket, officials have 24 seconds to notice. If caught, play stops, points are wiped, and teams reset facing the correct direction. If they miss the 24-second window, the points stay, and the game continues as normal. Teams switch sides at halftime to fix the direction. So even if a team scores on themselves mid-quarter and officials don't stop it in time, the points count. It's rare, chaotic, and mostly happens with messy setups or miscommunication, but the game keeps rolling. Kickball and punchball are NBA violations that keep basketball strictly hands-on. Both focus on intent rather than accidental contact. Kickball occurs when a player deliberately uses any part of the leg, foot, knee, shin to play the ball. Accidental bounces off a stationary leg are ignored. Officials judge based on body movement and timing. Punchball happens when a player intentionally hits the ball with a closed fist to disrupt play. Accidental contact during a block or scramble is allowed. Consequences: if the defense commits the violation, the offense keeps the ball and the shot clock resets to 14 seconds. If fewer than 14 remain. If the offense commits it, the ball goes to the other team. No free throws, and it doesn't count toward personal or team fouls. The 1999 rule change made the violations fairer. Defensive kicks or punches now reset the clock, preventing teams from being penalized for stopping plays legally. Hand checking completely reshaped NBA defense. Before the rule, defenders could keep their hands on the ball handler's body to slow them, steer them, or disrupt rhythm. Light hand checks were common, letting teams like early 2000s Pistons bother scorers like Kobe Bryant. 10. Second free throw rule. Rule exists to keep NBA games moving smoothly. Once the referee gives the ball to the shooter, they have exactly 10 seconds to release it. Taking longer results in an automatic violation. First free throw, the attempt is lost and the other team gets possession. Second or third free throw, only that shot is cancelled. The remaining attempts continue as normal. The rule ensures pace and fairness, preventing free throws from slowing the game or players from deliberately running down the clock in tight situations. The countdown starts as soon as the ball is handed to the shooter, not when they get set. This applies to all players equally, stars or role players alike. If the shooter releases the ball within 10 seconds, all is fine. If not, referees will call the violation. Enforcement has sometimes been inconsistent, mostly coming into focus when a shooter takes an unusually long routine. Giannis Antetokounmpo has drawn attention to this rule, as his famously slow free throw routine often stretches past the 10-second mark. Second free throw rule. Giannis, example. Giannis says he's just catching his breath and getting focused, but he's fully aware of the risk. He's had violations called multiple times, including in the 2024 season and the 2021 playoffs. Opponents and fans often make a show of counting loudly as he lines up, adding extra pressure. Regardless of the crowd, the referee is always tracking the clock. This rule strikes a balance. It lets shooters maintain their rhythm while keeping the game moving. When enforced, it's a clear reminder that even at the free throw line, the game clock never truly stops. Mandatory timeout rule. This rule ensures the game keeps flowing and the commercials keep rolling. Each NBA team gets 7 timeouts per game, but they are required to use at least 4 during regulation. If a team tries to save all their timeouts, the refs step in and call an automatic timeout. Should the team still resist, a technical foul is issued, giving the opposing team a free throw and possession. The NBA also schedules built-in TV timeouts at the first dead ball, after 6:59 and 2:59 of each quarter, separate from team timeouts. Even if coaches forget, the refs enforce these breaks to ensure broadcast schedules are maintained. Double foul rule. A double foul is rare, but designed to keep the game fair. It occurs when both players commit personal fouls against each other almost simultaneously. The type of foul doesn't matter. If the contact happens close enough in time, the refs call a double foul. The penalty? No free throws. Play resumes exactly where it left off, and both players are charged with a personal foul. If a double foul happens when neither team has possession, the game restarts with a jump ball. This prevents any team from gaining an unfair advantage and discourages retaliation. Notable examples include Draymond Green versus Montrezl Harrell in 2019 and LeBron James versus Jay Crowder in 2021. If it's clear one foul happened first, that foul is called individually. Otherwise, officials keep it fair with a double foul. Ejection rules. When a player is ejected, they must leave the court immediately. This can happen for reasons like throwing a punch, receiving 2 technical fouls, a flagrant 2, or entering the stands. Once ejected, they're gone on the spot. Ejected players cannot remain on the bench or in the tunnel. They must go straight to the locker room or exit the building. Refusing to comply can lead to fines up to $50,000 or even game forfeits. If the ejected player was scheduled to shoot free throws, the opposing coach selects a replacement. If a team is down to 5 players and someone gets ejected, the last fouled out player returns to the game but receives a technical foul. This is different from fouling out, where a player can stay on the bench. Famous ejections include Ron Artest in the 2004 brawl and Draymond Green in the 2016 finals.